Hello everyone, today is October 8th, 2025. C.R. Kim is one of China's most well-known scholars on international affairs and a university professor. In a recent speech, he talked about the historic shift we're witnessing, the global power transition from West to East, and emphasized that China stands at the very center of this transformation. Because of that, China inevitably faces structural pressure from the West, especially from the United States. But as Kim pointed out, the real concern doesn't lie in external competition. It lies within, in China's demographic crisis, where falling birth rates and rapid aging could become the country's greatest challenge in the decades ahead. The following is the transcript of Professor Kim's recent speech. Certain China-specific expressions have been carefully adapted for clarity and accessibility to Western audiences. You can email us if there are any parts that still seem confusing to you. By the way, here's a very short About Us interlude. We are a boutique advisory team. If you need to better understand China, for business, economic, cultural, or other reasons, and therefore require some external advisory support, feel free to email us. In your message, you may briefly describe your background and the issues you are concerned about. We can arrange a free one-on-one conversation first. Our email address is howchinathinks@gmail.com, and we read every message. We also greatly appreciate your support. Please consider liking, sharing, or subscribing to our channel, so that more people can truly understand modern China and the importance of this topic.
The theme of my speech today is, in an era of great competition, China has 4 core advantages, but the population issue is our true challenge. I think my overall logic should be quite clear. I fully acknowledge that the world is undergoing a historic transformation, a fundamental shift of power from West to East. And at the very center of that shift stands China. That's where things get complicated, because China isn't just part of the change. China is the change. Naturally, this makes the existing order, led by the United States, feel uneasy. They want to contain us, right? Now, for the US, trying to suppress China is deeply uncomfortable. I've said repeatedly that I fully recognize America's comprehensive national power and its international standing are still higher than China's. So yes, it feels unpleasant for them to face a rising challenger. But this process is inevitable because China's development is genuinely reshaping the global structure. The old structure belonged to America. They are the incumbent, the vested interest group. When you alter someone's vested interests, they naturally get angry. So yes, the world is changing, and China is the main variable in that change. That's why we've inevitably offended the world's old leader. The tensions between China and the US are structural, not something determined by personal will. This means we will face long-term external pressure. But should we be afraid? No. Because China has certain advantages that no other country possesses, not even the United States. In short, we have 4. Number one, our industrial advantage. China possesses the most comprehensive industrial system in human history, the widest and deepest. Second, number 1, our geography and population, the vast land and large population passed down from our ancestors. In peaceful times, small countries may seem to have some advantages. They can maneuver between powers and avoid major responsibilities. But in turbulent times, small nations are in real danger. Our ancestors already summarized this. In times of great contention, the strong survive, the weak perish. At the start of China's spring and autumn era, from around 770 BC to 476 BC, the Zhou dynasty ruled over more than 400 small states. However, by our Warring States era, from about 475 BC to 231 BC, only about 20 remained. From 400 to 20 to just 1, that's how history evolves. So looking forward, the future world will be dangerous, especially for small countries. Big countries will be safer, and among big countries, China is in the best position. Why? We have both vast land and a large population. Some nations have land but few people, like Russia. That weakens national strength. Canada is even more extreme. Its land area is second only to Russia, but it has only about 40 million people, roughly the population of Shanghai. America would love to make Canada its 51st state. But see, having land without people doesn't work. Having people without large land doesn't work either. India, for example. People don't truly fear India because it's too crowded. Only 2.98 million square kilometers, about one-third of China's territory, yet with more people. The balance we have, large land and large population, is the best. Third number one, our continuous civilization. For 5,000 years, through countless twists and crises, however, China's culture has survived. That's an extraordinary achievement. Fourth number one, our organizational capacity. Competition among nations is normal. The key factor that determines success or failure is human organization and mobilization. In this regard, China's capability is undoubtedly strong. So to conclude, I admit the world is changing and China is the key variable. Therefore, China faces tremendous, long-term, structural external pressure. But there is no need to fear, because our fundamentals are solid. If we make good use of these conditions, we will remain invincible. From an international relations perspective, I'm optimistic about China's future. My advice is simple: focus on our domestic front. Keep the economy strong, maintain political stability, improve people's livelihoods, resolve the Taiwan issue, and most importantly, address the demographic challenge. Population is the key. Without people, nothing else matters. This is China's biggest long-term issue. Many young women no longer want to have children. That's dangerous. Right now, our birth rate is extremely low, perhaps the lowest in the world. We have 1.41 billion people, which means we should be seeing 16 to 17 million newborns each year, yet we're only seeing about 8 million. Half of that. That's extremely alarming. According to a UK-based research fund, if the current trend continues, by the year 2100, China's population will shrink to just 630 million, less than half. By 2200, fewer than 300 million, mostly elderly. By then, the nation itself could collapse. You wouldn't even have time to mourn it. That's why I'm deeply concerned about the population issue. The central government is already aware and has started to act, but the measures are too modest. For example, subsidies, 300 yuan a month for 3 years, totally 10,800 yuan per child, that's far from enough. I strongly suggest the establishment of a National Population Promotion Commission to develop a systematic, large-scale policy response before it's too late. So, to conclude it, as someone who studies international affairs, I can tell you China's external problems are manageable. The real challenges lie within, in politics, the economy, society, Taiwan, and above all, population. Without people, there is no demand. Our economic problem isn't on the supply side. We have world-class and advanced supply-side capability. The problem is demand. And why is demand weak? The number one reason is the lack of babies. Think about it. Who buys houses if there are no young families? From a macro perspective, babies are the first producers. Every baby generates about 2.5 jobs. That's China's true challenge, and it's something we all need to take seriously. I hope the younger generation will make their contribution.